It looks like a lunar landscape. Dmytro Leontiuk has come here to survey the damage. He's an environmental activist and belongs to the pro-European Automaidan movement. The craters here are the result of amber mining. The company responsible was supposed to have reforested the land, but that clearly hasn't happened. Instead, new craters have appeared.
It was probably illegal amber diggers who took advantage of the opportunity or bribed the police who guard the area.
The activist meets a group of men nearby in the village of Klasiv in northwestern Ukraine. Eventually, they agree to show him the fruits of their mining activities. Possession of illegally mined amber can lead to prosecution in Ukraine. This small heap of stones could fetch $1,000 on the black market. The men say that the gemstone is especially sought after by Chinese buyers. The illegal mining has been a financial boon for the village, where the money's been used to build houses. The men responsible say they're doing the local area a favor. They've been able to build a playground, and there are plans to improve the roads too. Vasil maintains the government is aware of and even cashes in on illegal mining.
Illegal amber mining is good business for the guys at the top too. The bureaucrats don't have to invest anything and still end up better off.
He's referring to bribes. The miners say police officers and security officials turn a blind eye to the illegal activities in exchange for cash payments. Dmytro Leontiuk wants to change that. He says huge areas are being destroyed by illegal mining.
We're talking about thousands or even hundreds of thousands of people who are mining amber in the forest. It's totally chaotic. There's no system in place.
There's evidence to back up the claim. This aerial footage, shot by a group of activists, gives an indication of the extent of the damage. The illegal miners are using pumps to wash the amber towards the surface. They plumb to a depth of 20 meters. The fracking is a huge earner. Dmytro Leontiuk and the other activists managed to film the illegal mining with their cell phones. The footage shows miners, almost resembling worker ants, laboring hard. It's said that installing a pump costs around $600 in bribes. That ensures the authorities turn a blind eye. And this is what the landscape looks like after the illegal miners have left. The areas around the mine have become barren.
That's the really terrible thing. The amber miners don't do anything about it. They should at least reforest the area, but that's not happening.
The government in Kiev appears to be displaying a laissez-faire attitude to the environmental damage occurring in the northwest of the country. Occasionally, there is a crackdown, though. Dmytro Leontiuk has got a tip about a raid in an amber grinding facility in the city of Rivne. The police officer tells Dmytro the machines are to be confiscated.
That will lead to a court hearing and the machines will be returned. That's always what happens.
Some accuse the courts of taking bribes too. The factory manager insists his operations are all above board. Instead, he says, he's been targeted by raids because he refused to pay bribes to the authorities.
It's impossible to abide by the law here. They want to force us to partake in an illegal economy.
But the businessman does admit that he skirts around the law in other respects. He says there's no way of buying amber in Ukraine legally, so he has to look elsewhere.
I bought the amber in Poland, so I could start work.
That said, it's still Ukrainian amber, probably smuggled to Poland. Under the eyes of the authorities, says Dmytro Leontyuk. Sales of the final product fetch billions on the global market, especially in Europe and China. Dmytro Leontyuk can understand why the many impoverished people from this region feel entitled to a piece of the pie. Especially given that the amber is literally beneath their feet.
Mining could be legalized, and we could organize it in such a way that everyone can profit. A cooperative with 10 to 15 residents would have enough work for 2 or 3 years. After they've mined the area, they should then refill the holes, plant trees, and reforest the area.
Dmytro Leontyuk envisions a system in which the money generated from mining would stay in the area and not end up in the hands of corrupt officials.